fans on an emotional or friendly level. If you enjoy posting messages and writing your fans back, you likely will succeed and make plenty of money on OnlyFans while never showing your face. False misconception number 8. Only celebrities make any real money on OnlyFans. False opinion. Why are you even on OnlyFans when everyone knows like 99% of the money is made by big time celebrities? I read that most creators make like less than $50 a month. You're going to do all that work and expose yourself for that little? What a waste. All right, fact. So there is always this sense that most creators only make $50 a month on OnlyFans. That seems to be out in the world, or only make $100. So it's as if people have never heard of averages. So let's say that you give a standard math quiz with 50 questions and 100 students take that quiz. A certain number of people will get hundreds on the quiz, some will get in the 90s, and the majority will get in the 70s and 80s. And some people will get in the 60s or even lower and maybe even fail the quiz. Now let's say that the second quiz is very hard and there are only 10 questions on the quiz. Now that will change the grades drastically because if you get one question wrong, you're already down to 90%. And even getting 5 out of 10 of the very hard questions right will lead you to failing. This second quiz is what OnlyFans and starting a business is like. There are no gimme questions and no points for filling out your name. So many creators will join OnlyFans and basically answer one question right or do one thing right to get a few subs and then quit. A few exceptional people will master OnlyFans and do everything right and get 8 or even 10 questions correct. Now, when things are harder, you get a lot fewer success stories. So if the same 100 students take the second harder quiz, the average grade due to people answering 1 or 2 questions right will plummet way down. This is the same thing that happens when someone says the average creator doesn't make anything on the site. Of course, the average user doesn't make very much money. This is a business, and that means survival of the fittest. All right. Misconception number 9. OnlyFans isn't a lot of work. All right, so false opinion. Why don't you get a real job? The only people who are on OnlyFans are lazy people who just want to get naked and make money. I mean, that's all you do is take pictures. Dumb guys pay for that. That's so lazy. I work hard every day at my job and make 1/10 what some OnlyFans person does. That's not fair. All right, so fact. I have tried with my podcast and blog to show that success on OnlyFans is a lot of work. It is a lot of work on the front end of creating content and a page that people will be interested in subscribing to. It is a lot of work to post and create promotions that will be effective and grow your page. It is a lot of work to keep those OnlyFans subscribers you have continuing to subscribe. It is also a lot of work to do all of this on your own with very few resources from the company you are working with. Not to mention, it's a lot of work to stay consistent and continue to post and to be enthusiastic about your work day in and day out. Very few people who say that OnlyFans isn't a lot of work could survive on the site as a content creator. So just as they always used to say, don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to people who have no idea what your experience is because they are just going to make general assumptions, and those assumptions are horribly wrong. All right. Misconception number 10. The only option OnlyFans creators have for work, other than OnlyFans, is McDonald's. All right, so false opinion. OnlyFans creators are lucky the site doesn't ban explicit content, or there will be a rush on applications at McDonald's. I bet that's why we have a waiter shortage in the country as well. Guess you'll have to get a real job like fast food soon. So, fact. This was a big running quote-unquote joke online when OnlyFans looked like it might get rid of adult content in August. The assumption out in the world is that most people succeeding in making money on OnlyFans have no real options for making money outside of the site. This is false because Most creators on OnlyFans have multiple streams of income based on the content that they create. Now, obviously, OnlyFans is a large portion of that because of the large audience, but they still would be able to sell nonetheless. The demand will continue with or without OnlyFans as a company or concept, and many of the creators on the site were making money on other platforms selling their content via sites or live cam experiences. It also is degrading to say that the people on the site are not educated, as most creators have a good amount of education in a particular field. They just choose to do OnlyFans because it is more lucrative. All right, misconception number 11. Porn stars and strippers make great OnlyFans creators. False opinion. People who are used to taking their clothes off, like strippers and porn stars, must make so much money on OnlyFans. They don't even have to do much work. Just take pictures of yourself like at work and boom, you're rich. All right, so fact. There is an irony that those who are closest to the old ways of doing things rarely adapt as well or as fast as those native to the new ways. This is the case for many adult stars and strippers who, while successful on the site, are often not the most successful creators. One of the obvious reasons is simply time. For many strippers and adult performers, they are used to a specific time that they are working, and the rest of the time being off of work. They put in countless hours at work interacting with people, and many of them do not want to come back home and log onto OnlyFans and do the same thing again for a few more hours. Meanwhile, many amateurs who are used to spending 24/7 online on new apps made the transition seamlessly because it was just an extension of the routine they were used to. So while strippers and adult stars would seem to be the ones that would benefit most from the site, they often don't have the time or inclination to truly succeed on the platform. All right, misconception number 12. OnlyFans is a fad that will soon fade from memory like Myspace. False opinion. OnlyFans is only popular because of the pandemic, and as soon as people can go out and live their normal lives, it will fade away into obscurity like other failed social networks. All right, so fact. OnlyFans is one of the fastest growing social media platforms ever and has not shown any sign of falling off. Even after the shakeup with adult content, there has not been any significant drop in users on OnlyFans or its traffic. OnlyFans has captured the market, making it difficult for even worthy competitors like Fansly to steal much of the market share from them. As long as the internet continues to function in the same way, so we are likely years away from Web 3.0, which is basically, if you're not familiar with Web 3.0, the metaverse and NFTs and the blockchain, all of that. So that's probably pretty far away. So as long as that continues, OnlyFans will continue to be the leader in fan sites as long as we stay on Web 2.0. All right, and lastly, last misconception. Number 13. You can get fired from your job for having an OnlyFans. False opinion. Anyone who has a job can get fired from it for having an OnlyFans. Nurses and school teachers have been fired, so it's best to avoid the site. All right, so fact. Sadly, most states in the United States, you can be fired, if you're listening in the United States, from your job for just about any reason. So an employer likes, basically they can, unless they're violating civil rights legislation, they can fire you for just about any reason that they want to. So, that being said, if your employer decides to fire you over having an OnlyFans page, in our current economy where workers are in super high demand, they will likely be the ones missing out. There are so many people now who have OnlyFans pages or participate in some way with similar types of work that would be a waste of time for most employers to fire you from your job over that. Keep in mind that it can be a reason for termination, but so can just about anything else someone may think up. And do you really want to work for a bigoted company like that anyway? All right, so those were a few of the common misconceptions currently out there about OnlyFans. I am sure I just scratched the surface on them. And if you have any additional ones you'd like me to cover in, say, a future episode of the podcast, feel free to let me know on those. With a site as new as OnlyFans, there's always going to be misconceptions about the site and about creators. But I don't want those misconceptions to be taken as fact by creators and keep you from using the site or creating content on the platform and becoming successful with it. So those were some common misconceptions. And like I mentioned, if you have some other ones that you've heard, either from fans or just out there in the news media, feel free to write me and let me know about those. And maybe I'll be able to make a second episode in the future about OnlyFans misconceptions. Okay, so on to the listener question of the week. All right, so a listener asks, I'm hearing conflicting opinions on whether promoting on OnlyFans based Reddit promos are worthwhile or a waste of time. What do you think? Okay, so I feel like both those opinions could be correct. So if you are a more established creator and know how to successfully navigate OnlyFans promotion on Reddit, you would be better served posting on niche subreddits. On the other hand, thousands of men and subscribers follow those OnlyFans subreddits for a reason, to see new creators. So should you spend all of your time posting in them? No. It is a waste of time to post all the time in them. But I would say that posting occasionally makes sense. So to answer your question, if you're a more established creator, you might want to dig into some real niche subreddits where you might be able to find more success. If you're a new creator, I would definitely hit up all of the OnlyFans Reddit promotions because they're free and because people are going to be looking for new creators on those, and they have hundreds of thousands of followers. Now, of course, with anything else, as you know, just because something was created 3 years ago and it says it has 500,000 followers, there's only a certain number of people who log in. And I definitely went over in previous episode about Reddit and about, how to succeed on that platform. But you can definitely check out a blog that I did about the best promos for Reddit. And what I recommend there is to look at the number of people who are online on the specific subreddits. So it'll literally tell you how many people are online right now. And that will give you a feel for how popular the actual Reddit subreddit is, as opposed to the number of followers it has. Because as I mentioned, those followers could be from the very far past. So there's definitely a lot of benefit in posting on Reddit, in subreddits. If you're a more advanced creator, definitely take the time to do research and find those niche subreddits. And just one other point is that you're not going to get banned or have any issues posting on OnlyFans promotion-based Reddits. When you go into other niche Reddits or other types of subreddits, you might find moderators that have a problem with OnlyFans that will get you banned off of them. So it's definitely a safe place for you to promote on Reddit. All right, so that was a great question. All right, so again, my name is Richard Lewis. I am the founder of OnlyFans Hero and the OnlyFans and fan site marketing company SEObounty.com. You can find this podcast on Instagram at OnlyFans Secrets Podcast. You can also find it on Reddit at r/OnlyFans.